Let's talk about Penn State, though, and why I'm so high on them. For the first time in the 31 years of the magazine, I picked them number one this year. And you go back to the formula of the last two national champs, Ohio State and Michigan. 2 years ago, Michigan had a lot of players turn down the NFL and opted to return. They were a senior-laden group, a homegrown group. And that's something I'm going to discuss a couple of times with you, I'm sure, during this interview, Mark, is that I put an emphasis on homegrown teams, meaning those teams that are churning 60 players in every year and 60 players out each year, I think it's tough to build the cohesion. Meanwhile, you take a look at last year's successful teams. Clemson won the ACC. Iowa State, very little churn. They were in the Big 12 title game. Army and Navy had unexpectedly great seasons. They don't use the transfer portal. So I do put an emphasis on that this year. And with Penn State, yes, they added for some portal guys like Kyron Hudson at wide receiver from USC, Trevor Pena from Syracuse, Devontae Ross from Troy. That was probably their one specific area of need. But other than that, this is a homegrown team. And a lot of these guys turned down the NFL. Danny Dennis Sutton at defensive end, Zane Durant, defensive tackle. Heck, Drew Allar would have been a first-round draft pick last year. Nicholas Singleton, Kate Trinell, and I could go on and on. It's a senior-laden team. It's a homegrown team, and they've got a lot of players that turned down the NFL. Now, I rate them the number one running back core in the country, the number one offensive line in the country. Of all the main contenders, they're one of the few that return a starting quarterback like Drew Allar, and then defensively, one of the top defenses in the country. So they really have everything going for them, including special teams, which I rate number 20, top 25. They do have to play Ohio State on the road, but as we saw in the last year, Ohio State didn't beat Michigan. They didn't win the Big Ten, but once they got to the playoff, the best team won it all. I got Penn State as the most talented team in the country this year and winning it all.
Phil Steele with us, of course, is the premier college football publication each and every year. It's not too late to get out there and grab it, Barnes & Noble, or just jump online, and we'll tell you a little bit later how to do that. I want to keep in mind also, everyone, that in a time frame of the last 6 years, the last 13 years, the last 30 years, covering the most prestigious 18 publications, Phil Steele's has been the most accurate in its predictions and projections. All right.